Everybody wants success. More money, more freedom, a better life. But most people are chasing the wrong version of success. They think success comes from one lucky break, one perfect opportunity, one huge moment that changes everything. But that's not how real success usually works. The truth is much less exciting at first, and much more powerful over time. Real success is usually quiet, slow, repetitive, and built through habits that most people ignore because they don't look impressive in the beginning. That's what this video is about. The real path to success nobody talks about. Not the fake social media version, not overnight success stories. The real process. Quick note, if you want my exact stock picks, I give away 3 high-quality picks every month for free. Link in the description. Let's get into it. The first truth about success is this. Most successful people looked unsuccessful for a long time. This is something people rarely talk about. We only see successful people after they've already made it. After the money. After the followers. After the recognition. But we don't see the years where nothing seemed to happen. The years where progress was slow. The years when nobody noticed them. And this creates a dangerous illusion. It makes people believe success should happen quickly. So when their own progress feels slow, they think they're failing. But slow progress is normal. In fact, it's usually part of the process. The second truth. Success is often built through boring consistency. People want exciting strategies, huge breakthroughs, fast growth. But most successful people simply repeat useful actions for a very long time. They keep showing up, even when the results are small, even when motivation disappears. And this is where most people quit. Because consistency feels boring. But consistency is where results come from. The third truth. Your habits shape your future more than your motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel productive, some days you don't. But habits continue whether you feel motivated or not. That's why successful people build systems, routines, schedules, automatic behaviors. Because systems create progress even on difficult days. This applies to money, fitness, business, content creation, everything. The fourth truth. Most people focus too much on outcomes and not enough on skills. They want money quickly, but money usually follows value. The more useful your skills become, more opportunities appear. That's why skill building is so important. Communication, sales, writing, marketing, investing knowledge, problem solving. These skills compound over time, and eventually, they create leverage. The fifth truth. Most people underestimate how long success takes. This is one of the biggest reasons people fail. They expect huge results too quickly. When progress feels slow, they panic. They switch strategies constantly. They quit too early. But success usually grows slowly at first, then faster later, like compounding. Small progress, repeated over long periods, creates massive results. But most people stop before they reach that stage. The sixth truth. Your environment matters more than you think. The people around you influence your thinking, your standards, your habits, your expectations. If you spend time around negativity, excuses, and bad habits, it becomes normal. But if you surround yourself with ambitious people, growth starts feeling normal too. This is why the environment matters so much. The seventh truth. Financial success is connected to emotional control. Most people make emotional decisions with money. They panic, overspend, chase trends, or make decisions based on fear. Successful people usually think differently. They stay calm, they think long-term, and they avoid emotional reactions, because emotional decisions are usually expensive. The eighth truth: you must become comfortable being misunderstood. This is a huge part of success nobody talks about. When you start improving your life, not everyone will understand it. Some people will question you. Some people will doubt you. And some people will project their own fears onto you. This happens constantly, especially when you choose a different path. But successful people continue anyway. They stay focused on the long-term vision. The ninth truth: most people consume too much and create too little. This is especially true today. People spend hours scrolling, watching, consuming information. But successful people spend more time creating, building, writing, learning, selling, producing value. Because creation changes your financial future. Consumption alone usually doesn't. The 10th truth: success requires patience during the invisible phase. This is the stage where you work hard and nothing seems to happen. No big results, no recognition, very little momentum. This phase is difficult, and most people quit here. But the invisible phase is where foundations are built. And eventually, those foundations create visible results. The 11th truth: you don't need to know everything before starting. This stops people constantly. They wait until they feel fully prepared. But clarity usually comes from action, not endless planning. Most successful people started before they felt ready, then learned along the way. That's how momentum begins. The 12th truth: money alone does not create fulfillment. This surprises people, because many assume success automatically creates happiness. But money mainly creates options, freedom, flexibility, reduced stress. The deeper fulfillment usually comes from growth, progress, purpose, and becoming capable. The 13th truth: your financial habits matter more than occasional big decisions. People focus too much on one-time events. One investment, one business idea, one opportunity. But financial success usually comes from repeated habits: saving consistently, investing regularly, avoiding bad debt, building skills, managing money wisely. Small habits repeated over years create enormous differences. The 14th truth: most people avoid discomfort too much. But growth usually requires discomfort. Learning new skills feels uncomfortable. Starting something new feels uncomfortable. Taking risks feels uncomfortable. But avoiding discomfort keeps people stuck. Successful people learn to move forward despite uncertainty. The 15th truth: you must learn to think independently. This is extremely important. Most people follow crowds, but crowds are often emotional, especially financially. Successful people think critically. They analyze, they stay patient, and they avoid blindly following hype. Independent thinking creates better decisions. The 16th truth: your attention is one of your most valuable assets. Where your attention goes, your life usually follows. If your attention constantly goes toward distractions, your progress slows. But if your attention goes toward skills, opportunities, and building, your life changes over time. The 17th truth: most people overestimate what can happen in a few weeks and underestimate what can happen in a few years. This is why people become discouraged too quickly. But compounding works slowly at first, then dramatically later. This applies to money, content, businesses, skills, health, everything. The 18th truth: Success usually requires sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term freedom. This is difficult for many people, because modern life encourages constant consumption. But successful people often delay gratification. They invest instead of overspending. They build rather than constantly entertain themselves. And over time, those choices compound. The 19th truth. Building multiple income streams creates real financial security. Relying on one paycheck creates vulnerability. That's why many successful people eventually build investments, side businesses, digital products, content, affiliate income. Multiple streams create flexibility and stability. The 20th truth. The path to success is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, mistakes, slow periods, unexpected problems. This is normal. The people who succeed are not the people who avoid problems completely. They're the people who continue despite them. Now let's simplify everything. The real path to success is not flashy. It's not overnight. It's not one lucky break. It's habits, consistency, skill building, patience, emotional control, and long-term thinking. That's the real formula. And if you follow it long enough, your entire life can change. And if you want a simple place to start building wealth, I'm giving away my 3 free stock picks. 1 overall stock, 1 value stock, and 1 high upside stock. They're selected through a rigorous process and designed to help beginners begin learning to evaluate investments. You can grab them through the link below. If you want simple financial strategies and real-world success principles that actually make sense, subscribe to the channel. I'll show you step-by-step how to build wealth, income streams, and long-term financial freedom. Thank you for watching.